Hello friends, welcome. In this video we are going to just look at a project made in Scratch and try to replicate the project without looking at its code, and if by chance we'll improve the project if there is room for improvement for the project. So let's start. So I've already opened a project here in the Scratch and it's called the Neo Destroyer Spirus and it's by the Pop Racer, and it has got about 9 log reaction and 10 stars, and it has got about 1100 views and some comments as well. So let's see what's the game about. So if I click on the green flag, so this is the game screen I think, and it has a play button and we can see at the enemies like this. Yeah, wow, nice game. So the enemies come from the top part of the screen only, and there is a room for improvement. So let's make this game. Okay, first of all we'll make the first screen, this one. So let's make our intro screen. So let me go to my project and let's start. Okay, first of all let's make the background of the project. Yeah, this is the background. So to make the background I'll just go here and make our own background, so it looks like the green lines in the black background. Yeah, so let's make that. So I'll just choose a rectangular shape, and here I'll just fill the color with black color and make a big rectangle like this. It's a black, and now let's make some green lines. So where's the green line? Okay, that would be good. And the thickness, okay, let's add some lines in our backdrop, like, and I think that's good. Our backdrop looks good enough. Yeah, and next let's go back to code, and first of all let's see what is there now. Okay, there is also a text and a play button as well. Yeah, and if you click on the play button then the game starts. So let's make that one happen. So first of all let's go to text. Let's go to choose a sprite option and let's paint a text first. Okay, so I'll just call this sprite intro, intro text. Great. And let me just look at the, okay, it's blue colored text. Yeah, so let's make that. Choose a text and let's choose a blue color. Okay, good. And I'll just choose this pixels font and I'll just write here Neo, what's the game, Destroyer, DESTROY, destroys, DSTROYS, destroys, VIRUS, Spirus. Okay, so let me make it larger. That's too much big. Good. So let me get rid of this sprite. I don't need this right now. Okay, Neo destroys virus. So this will be the intro text that will be just shown when we start the game. Yeah, and we have got the play button as well, and he has got some gradient in the text. Yeah, but I don't know how to put gradient in the text, so let's just keep it this way. And next we are going to add some button. So let me go to choose a sprite again and let's search for the button, this button. Okay, click. Okay, I'll place this button here, and then let's write some text in the button. Okay, so let me go back to this project. So it's a green color button, so let me make a similar thing. So let's go to the costume, and here instead of blue we will just color it with green color. Okay, make this one green too. That's good. And after that, what do we want here? We want some text here. Okay, let me click on the text, and I'll just use a black color here. And here, what will we write? PLAY, play. Okay, let's increase the size of the text. Great. And that's it. There is a gradient type of thing here, but I don't know how to put gradient, so we will just make it like this. Okay, so let me just call this sprite play button, PLAY, play, BUTTON button. That's a good. And let's get back to the code. And here what do we do is when we click on the start button, we need to see this text and this play button. Okay, so for that, let me go to events, drag a when green flag click block, and after that let me go to motions and drag a go to XY block, so that this won't get misplaced. Yeah, when we click on the green flag, it will get back here. And after that, we need to hide first. Okay, do we need to hide? When you click in the green flag, it is shown here. Okay, we don't need to hide it, and also text we don't need to hide it. That's great. Okay, for text also I'll just make sure it's in this place. So let's go to events, drag a when green flag click block, and go to motions and drag a go to XY block, so that if we misplace the text here, we click in the green flag, it will be back here. That's a good. And next one is, let's improve the hover effect for this play button. Yeah, so if we click on the green flag and if we just hover over the play button, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, but if we click on the play button, then the game starts. So before that, we'll make the play button a little bit interactive for improvement. So let's go to play button, and here let's go to control, drag a forever loop, and let me drag a if else block, and inside here let's go to sensing and drag a touching mouse pointer block. So if the play button is touching the mouse pointer, we will make the button a little bit larger. So for that, let's go to looks and drag a set size block, and we are going to set the size to 120%, and if it's not touching, we will set the size to 100% like this. So let's see, if I click on the green flag and look, so it's a little bit interactive. Yeah, that's good. And next, if we click on the play button, then our game needs to start. Okay, so let's go to events and drag a when this is sprite click block. Yeah, and I'll just broadcast a message called game start. Okay, so let's broadcast a message. So drag a broadcast message block, and here we are going to just broadcast a new message called GM game GART start. Click OK. And also, once we click on the play button, and this text hides itself. Yeah, so let's do that. So we can do that by the same message, with the same message. So the broadcast game start is broadcasted. Then let's drag a when I receive a message block, and here we are going to receive a game start. So if we receive a game start, we need to hide these buttons and the text. So for that, let me go to looks menu, go downwards and drag a hide block here. And also for this one also same thing. So let me just drag this code block and just place it like this, so the text also get this code. And when the game starts, now it hides itself these two. So let's see. If I click on the green flag and I click on the play button, look, the game has started and we can see they are hidden here. But if I click in the green flag, will they appear? No. So let's make sure that these two get appear when we click on the green flag. Yeah, for that we just need to attach a show block here. So let's drag the show block, attach it in the when green flag click block, and for the play button also same thing, drag a show block and attach here with the when green flag is clicked. Now if we click on the green flag, we can see the play button and the Neo Destroyer virus intro. Yeah, and if we just click on the play button, it hides itself and the game starts. And that's it. Now next, let me see what we have got so far here. Clicking the play button. Yeah, so let's make the player. Yeah, and the player actually has the direction, so it just points in the direction where the mouse pointer is. Yeah, so let's make that functionality. For that, let's make our player. So let's choose a sprite, and instead of choosing sprite, we are going to paint our own sprite. So the player looks like a triangle, so let's make a triangular shape using the line, and let me just make the outline of the line 10, and let's choose a color, blue color. Yeah, okay, this one. Okay, so let's make a blue color, and we need to make a triangle like this, and this and this. Good. And inside here we are going to just fill the color with blue color. So blue color, this one. Okay, so this will be our player. So let me drag it inside and point it. So make sure you point in this direction. So this will be the normal direction. Okay, that's the 90 degree. Great. So this will, let's call it player. Okay, so here in the sprite, let's call this player, player. Great. And now let's make our player follow the mouse pointer. Let's get back to the code, and here let's go to the motions and drag let's go to events and drag a when green flag click block. So when we click on the green flag, actually the player is hidden. Yeah, so let's make sure that. So let's go to the looks, go downwards and drag a hide block, and when we start the game we need to show the player. So let's do that. Let's go to player, let's go to events and drag a when I receive a game start message. So when we start the game, we need to show the player. Let's go to looks, go downwards, drag a show block, and next let's go to motion again and drag a go to XY block. So let's place the player in the middle of the stage. So the middle of the stage is X0 and Y0. Great. And after that we need to make sure it follows the mouse pointer direction. So to do that, we go to the control, go to forever loop, drag a forever loop, and inside here what do we do is we just go to motions and go downwards, and there is something else, point towards mouse pointer. Let's drag this, and I think that's it. Now let's see, if I click in the green flag and click in the play button and look, yeah, it follows the mouse pointer. Great. So let's decrease the size a little bit. Yeah, it looks a little bit bigger in size. So to decrease, I can do this, or I can go to costumes and let's decrease the size from here. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, that looks good now. Great. Click in the green flag, click on the play button, and great. So now the player follows the mouse pointer, and now it's time to shoot the bullets. So when we click on the mouse pointer, it shoots the bullets also. So let's see, click on the green flag, play button, and you can see we can shoot the bullets. So let's shoot the bullets. For that, let's pick bullets. So let me go to choose a sprite and go to paint, and let's just click on the circle, and I'll choose this color. Okay, not this one, red one. Okay, red color for the fill, and for the outline I'll just choose which color. Okay, this color. So let's make a small circle. That looks good. Place it in the center. Great. So this will be our bullet. So let's call this bullet sprite. BULLET bullet. Great. And that's it. So let's go to code, and let's make some more what do we call, some more bullet costumes. Okay, so when the bullet hits the player or the wall, we'll just show it like exploding bullet. So let's go to costumes, and let's just, so let me just copy this one, or not like this, Control Z. Okay, we can copy the costume by using our mouse pointer here, and let me just copy and go to paint, and here I'll just paste it. Okay, and I'll change the colors. So what color do I like? So first of all, for the fill, I'll just choose yellow color. Okay, so this one, yellow color. And the next this outline, I'll just use which one, this grayish color. Okay, that's for the explosion. Okay, and we'll just make some animation from code. So this one's the normal costume of the bullet, and this one's when it's exploding or touching something, is or the enemy. So let's go to code, and here first of all we need to hide our bullet. So let's go to events, drag a when green flag, click block, go to looks, go downwards, hide it, and we will only shoot the bullets when we click on the mouse. Okay, when we do mouse down. So for that, so let's go to events, and so first of all, when we drag a when I receive a start, so when the game is started, and then we make a forever loop. So let's drag a forever loop, and inside, so let's not use forever loop, let's use another loop. Okay, that's more convenient for making the destruction of the bullet effect or the hit effect. So let's drag a repeat until block, and inside here we are going to just use the condition of touching edge. Okay, for now. So let's go to sensing and drag a touching mouse pointer block inside the repeat until block, and we are going to select edge. So if it's not touching it, we need to make it go wherever it's been shooted. It's been shooting. So when I receive game start, I think we need to use forever loop here. So let me just drag this repeat until block. Let's delete it. So when I receive a game start, we need to keep on looping and just listen for the mouse down. Okay, so let's go to control and drag a forever loop, and inside here check if we have done mouse down or not. For that we will just use if block and inside here we will check. Let's go to sensing, and there is a mouse down condition here. Let's place it inside the block. If we have done mouse down, we need to shoot the bullets. So if mouse down, let's go to where control and create the clone of this bullet. So let's go downwards, drag, create a clone of myself block. That's good. And let's just wait also. Yeah, for every mouse down, we don't want it to shoot rapidly, so let's just wait once we produce a clone of bullet. So let's drag a wait block and place it below the create a clone of myself block, and we are going to wait for about 0.3 seconds. Good. And let's see, if I click on the green flag and if I just click on the play button, does anything happen? Nothing happens. Yeah, so we haven't used when I start as a clone block. Yeah, so it just creates a clone, but we haven't done anything. So let's go to control again and go downwards and drag when I start as a clone block, and inside here we are going to make our bullet go towards this player first. So let's go to looks, not looks, motions, and drag go to random position block, and we are going to make the bullet go towards this player. And after that we need to switch the costume to this first costume. Okay, that's the normal costume of the bullet. So let's go to looks and drag a switch costume block. We are going to switch the costume to costume number 1. That's the normal costume, and also we have to show the bullet also now. Yeah, so let's go downwards, drag a show block because we had hidden the bullet at first. And after that, what do? We need to make it go towards the mouse pointer. Okay, so let's go to motions and drag a point towards mouse pointer block. And next let's go to control, and here we are going to use a repeat until block. So let's drag a repeat until block, and we are going to repeat moving towards wherever the mouse pointer was. So let's go to sensing first and drag a touching mouse pointer condition inside the repeat until block, and here we are going to just check if it's touching the edge or not for now. Okay, so if it's not touching edge, then we will just repeat moving effect. Okay, so let's go to motions and drag a move 10 steps block here. That's good, so it will just keep on moving if it's not touching the edge. So if it's touching the edge, it will be outside the loop. Once it's outside the loop, we will delete this clone. Okay, so let's go to the control, go downwards, drag a delete this clone block. So let's see, if I click on the green flag and play, and look, we have done it. Yeah, so we can fire the bullet. That looks good. And let's use the sound effect also. So it has the sound effect here in this project also. So let's make that sound effect. For that we will just go to sounds, go to choose a sound, and here where is effect, there is a pew sound actually. Where is it? Okay, that's good. So we'll use this sound, go back to codes, and here we'll just start a sound when we start as a clone. So let's go to sounds and drag a start sound block here. Good. So let's see, if I click on the green flag, the play button. Good. So we can shoot the bullets. Good. And now let's make the hit animation when we toss the edge. Yeah, so that will be an improvement. So if we click on the here, we see here so the bullet does nothing, but for our game we will just make it improve. Okay, so let's go to our project, and if it touches the edge, we will just make something happen here, like an explosion. So for that, once it's outside the loop, we first change the costume. Okay, so let's go to looks, go downwards and drag looks, drag a switch costume block, and we are going to switch the costume to costume 2. Also, let's set the size. Let's drag set size block, and we are going to set the size to 150. And next, let's go to control and drag a repeat 10 times block. And what do is we make we have increased this size, and we will just keep on decreasing it until 10 times. Let's go to looks, go downwards, drag a change size by 10 block, and that's it. I think good. And next, what do is, once we do that, we just delete the clone. So let's drag this, delete this clone at last, and let's also wait for certain amount of time. Yeah, it will happen so fast, we won't be able to see the whole animation. That's why let's slow down the animation here. So let's go to control, drag a wait block, and let's just wait for about 0.1 seconds for every repetition of that changing of size. So let's see, click on the green flag, play. Okay, the animation looks good, but it's very slow. So let's make it 0.03 seconds. Let's see, play again. So let me just drag the wet block outside. Yeah, let's see. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's some kind of hit animation, and that's great. And next, what do we want to do? So let's make some enemies. Yeah, so it has some enemies also. So let's go to Neo Destroyer Virus, and let's see its enemies. So we have got this enemy and this enemy, these two enemies. So let's make those two the enemies. So let's go to our project, and let's make the enemies. So let's go to paint, and let me just call it enemy 1, ENEMY, enemy 1. And here, so that's a similar kind of triangle. So let's make a triangle from this shape. That looks good. This is how the enemy looks like, I think. Let me make a small triangle here. It looked like this, and this is what the enemy looked like for me. Okay, and inside here I'll just place or use a red color. So let's place the red here. Why can't I feel the red here? Okay, let's first of all close this cap. Now I think I can't feel the red. No, why? Let me just use my own brush tool, then fill it with red. Okay, this is our enemy number 1. So let's go to code, and let's make enemy number 1 appear from this corner. Yeah, so enemy number 1 appears from this corner. So we will make an improvement to enemy. Actually, we will make 2 spawn points for our enemy number 1, this place and this place. So let's do that. So at first our enemies are hidden, For that, we go to events and drag a when green flag click block. Let's go to looks, go downwards and drag a hide block here. So our enemy will be hidden at first, and we will see our enemy after certain seconds of playing of the game. Yeah, so let's see. Go to Neo Destroyer and let's see. So they come immediately actually. That's good. Okay, so let's go to our project, and we have already made the enemy. And next, let's drag a when events, and when we start the game, we make the enemy arrive from here. Okay, so let's make the enemy. Where is it? Okay, we have hidden the enemy, and now we have to make the enemy go at this point as first. So for that, let's go to motions, drag a go to XY block. Okay, this will be this place. Okay, and then let's make the enemy arrive from here towards this player. For that, we need to point towards this player. So let's go to motions, go downwards and drag a point towards block, and we are going to point towards the player, and then we move towards the player. Yeah, so let's go to control and drag off forever loop. So instead of forever loop, I will use a repeat until. Okay, so let's drag a repeat until block, and with a similar thing. So if it's touching, until it's touching a player or the edge, we need to keep on moving. Okay, so let's go to sensing, drag a touching, two touching blocks. Okay, so one for player and one for edge. So let's select edge here and let's select player here, and let's drag OR operator and drag OR operator here. Go to operators and let's place them in either side of the OR operator and drag it whole inside the repeat until block. So we are going to move until it's touching edge or the player. Okay, so let's go to motions, drag a move 10 steps, and now it just keeps on moving until it touches the edge or the player, and once it touches the edge or the player, it will be actually game over. So let's see what happens just right now. Click on the green flag, play button, and do I see the enemy? No, because we have hidden the enemy. We need to show the enemy as well. So let's stop. Let's go to looks, go downwards, drag a show block here. Okay, just before the repeat until block. Once it has gone towards this initial position and pointed towards the player, now it needs to move towards the player. Okay, let's see. Click on the green flag, play. Okay, we can see the enemy, but it's not moving. Why the hell? We have done everything, it's just not moving. Why isn't it moving? I think it's because it has touched the edge actually. Yeah, that's why. So let's not use touching edge just right now. It just goes towards the player. Let's drag the touching edge outside. Let's drag this OR operator outside, and let's just keep only touching player. Let's see. Click on the green flag, play button. That's good, but it's very fast. Yeah, let's move it a little bit slower by decreasing the number here. 5 would be good. Let's see. Okay, that's good. And after that, what do we do is we actually need to create a clone of this enemy. Yeah, not this. We don't have to just move the sprite. So let's create the clone of the enemy first. So let's go to events menu and drag a when I receive start message, and just start creating the enemy in certain interval of time. For that, let's go to control, drag a forever loop, and let's just wait for about 2 seconds, before we create an enemy, and go downwards and drag a create a clone of myself block here. And after that, so instead of here when I receive game start, let's delete this block, and we'll just drag when I start as a clone block here, and that's it. Let's see, click in the green flag, click on the play button, and after 2 seconds, look, the enemy has came, and put another enemy. That's good, yeah. And we need to actually destroy the enemy also. So let's do that. So when when the bullet hits the enemy needs to be destroyed, yeah. Let's do that one. So for that one, let's go to bullet, or not bullet, let's go to enemy and check here if it's touching the bullet or not, yeah. So let's and inside here we need to check it. Actually, inside this repeat until block, let's check. So let's go to control and drag a if block here, and inside here we are going to check. So let's go to sensing and drag a touching mouse pointer block inside the if block, and we are going to check if it's touching the bullet or not. So if it's touching the bullet, then it's destroyed, yeah. So we can just do delete this clone here. So let's go to where is this control, go downwards, drag a delete this clone block here, and once the bullet touches the enemy is destroyed, yeah. So let's see, click in the green flag, play, hit the enemy is destroyed. So let's make some destruction effect as well. So right now the enemy is destroyed and the bullet just goes, yeah. So but we want to make the bullet being destroyed when it touches the enemy also, yeah. So let's make that effect. For making that effect, we don't want to immediately delete the enemy. So once it's touching the bullet, let's broadcast a message, or what do we do? Yeah, instead of using this if block, we are going to place it in here, okay. So let's do that. So if we are going to make it repeat until it's touching the player or the bullet. If it's touching the player or the bullet, we get out of the loop and we make a destruction animation. So let's do that. For that, let's go to operator, drag an OR operator, and let's place it inside the OR operator like this. Both the touching conditions, place the OR operator inside the repeat until block, and once it's outside the, what do we call this, repeat until loop, that means it needs to be destroyed. If it's touching the player, the enemy needs to be destroyed as well, yeah, and the actually player needs to be destroyed as well. It's game over. But if it's touching the bullet also, it needs to be destroyed. So let's make that. For that, we need to have a hit impact here for the enemy. So let's make another hit impact sprite. So let me go to choose a sprite option. Let's paint. So let me just call it hit impact impact, and this hit impact will be very similar to the bullet one, okay. So I have accidentally made these two. So let me just use a paint and let me just delete this first costume. Okay, let me just copy the costume of the bullet, this costume. So let me just click on this select button, copy it, and let's get to hit impact, and I'll just paste here. So this will be the hit impact actually, and let me get back to the, let me make this outline little bit smaller. Okay, that looks good. This is the hit impact. Okay, let's get to codes, and now we need to make the hit impact go towards this enemy. So once it is hit, and then we'll make this hit impact animation. For that we actually need two variables from the enemy's X and Y position. Yeah, so sometimes the enemy will be here and the enemy will be here. That's why we need to store those X and Y positions of the enemy before we show the hit impact. So let's go to enemy and go to variables and create two variables. So let's make a variable here, the, what do I call it, X underscore E underscore P. So this means the explosion position. Okay, so this will store the X position of the enemy or whatever it is hit, the bullet has hit. And let's make another variable, Y underscore E underscore P. Great, and let's just click OK. So we have made these two variables, and these two variables will be storing the X and Y position of whatever the thing that gets hit by the bullet. Okay, to show the hit impact animation. So let's go to enemy first, and then, so if it's touching bullet, we need to set the X EP and Y EP. So let's do that. For that, let's go to where control, and let's go to when I start as a clone. Okay, here also, and let's go to forever loop, and here we are going to check the same thing. Yeah, this one. So let's drag a if block here inside the forever loop, and let me just copy this condition, drag a duplicate the touching player block, and instead of touching I'll just use bullet. I think this one will be fine or not, because when it's touching the player and the bullet, that means it hit by something. Yeah, whether it's a player or the bullet. I think this one will do. Yeah, so let me just get rid of this. We don't want this, so we'll get out of the loop when we touch the player or the bullet. That means we'll set the X and Y EP here. So let's go to control, not control, go to variables and drag a set my variable box twice and place it below the repeat until block, and we are going to set X EP and Y EP to its X and Y position. Let's go to motions, drag X position for X EP, Y position for Y explosion position. That's good. And after that we will broadcast something. Okay, hit impact. So let's go to events and drag a broadcast message, and let me just create a new message called hit impact. Try to hit IMPACT impact message. Click OK. So once the hit impact message is sent, we need to receive from this hit impact in a sprite. So let's go to hit impact, and here first of all let's also hide this sprite. Yeah, so let's go to when green flag clicked, we need to hide at first. Let's go to looks, go down, drag a hide block, and when we receive the heat impact, we need to show the heat impact. So let's go to events, drag when I receive game start, and instead of receiving game start, we will receive heat impact message. So when we receive the heat impact message, let's create a clone of this heat impact. So let's go to control, go downwards, drag create a clone of myself, create, and after that let's drag when I start as a clone, and here we are going to show the heat impact first. So let's go to looks, go downwards, drag a show block, and after that let's increase the size of this heat impact first. So let's go to looks and drag a set size block, and we are going to set the size to similar 150, and after that what do? We set the size to a little bit more, and okay, let's go to control and drag a repeat 10 times block, and here we are going to change the size. So let's go to looks and drag a change size block, and we are going to change the size by 10. And next for a little bit about of animation, let me go to motions, go downwards, drag a change X and change Y block, and let's just change the X and Y by random values. So let's go to operators, drag a pick a random number block twice for both X and Y positions, and for X position I'll just change -5 to 5, and for Y I'll just change to 0 to 6, and that's it. And after that, once the clone has started and once the clone start decreasing, let's also go to my blocks, and I'll just make a small block here, small block of code called more heat impact. Okay, just click OK, and let's define the more heat impact. For that I'll just use a control, go to control and drag a if block, and after that inside here I'll just use a operator, drag a equals to operator, and inside here I'll just drag a pick a random number block in one side and just choose a number from 0 to 3 and check it with 0. So if it's equal to 0, so every time it chooses a random number. So if it's 0, then we are just going to create another clone of the heat impact. Okay, so let's go to control, downwards, and drag create a clone of myself, and that's it. And next, once we repeat everything here, let's delete the clone also. So let's go to my block first actually. So let's drag a more heat impact here, and after that we need to delete this clone. So let's go to control, go downwards, drag a delete this clone block here, and that's it. Let's see now if we see the heat impact on the enemy or not. Click on green flag, play. Okay, where is the enemy? Okay, do you see the heat impact? Let's see. Okay, we can see the heat impact, but it just goes, or can't we see? I think we can't see the heat impact. Have we shown? Yeah, we have shown it, but we haven't set its position, that's why. So let's set the position as well. Yeah, so we saved the position here, XEP and YEP, but we didn't set it here. So let's go to heat impact, and when we are starting as a clone, what do? We go to motions, drag go to XY block just before the repeat block, and here we are going to use these variables. Okay, XEP in the X position, YEP in the Y position. Now I think we can see the heat impact. Let's see, click on the green flag, and hit. Yeah, we can see the hit impact now. Yeah, and one thing is we also need to delete this enemy. So let's delete the enemy as well. So let's go to enemy, and once we have broadcasted the hit impact, let's delete the enemy too. So let's go to where control, go downwards and drag and delete this clone block here. Okay, once we broadcast the hit impact, we delete the clone also. Let's see. Click on the green flag, play button. Okay, good. But we haven't destroyed our bullet too. Yeah, so once it touches, our bullet needs to be destroyed as well. So let's destroy the bullet as well. Let's go to bullet, and once it touches the enemy, we need to destroy it. So here let's go to control, drag a if block here in the forever loop, and we check if it's touching the enemy or not. And let's go to where sensing, and drag a touching mouse pointer block here, and instead of touching we are going to use touching. Where the hell is bullet? So bullet is this enemy one, I mean enemy one. So if it's touching the enemy one, delete this clone. But I think not here. We need to delete the clone. Okay, here I think I can use the OR operator here. So in the repeat until. So let's do that. Let me just drag this touching enemy block out, and here in the repeat until I'll just go to operators, drag an OR operator and place these two here. Great, and I think it's good. So if it's touching either the A's or the enemy, then it will not move, it will just destroy itself. Let's see. Click on the green flag, play, and hit the enemy. What? It didn't destroy. The bullet is going on. That's not good. So let's go back here in the enemy, and did we broadcast hit impact? Good. So we deleted the clone just after broadcasting. Yeah, so let's just make it wait for about 0.1 seconds, because the enemy got deleted and the bullet cannot sense the enemy. Yeah, that's why. So let's go to control and drag a wait block just before deleting, and I'll just wait for about 0.1 seconds. Now let's see. Click on the green flag and the enemy. Wow, good. Yeah, so this one's the bullet getting destroyed, that one's all the that looks good, but the bullet hit impact looks really bad, man. So let me fix it. Let's go to bullet. Instead of changing, let me just make it 120 only, so the bullet impact looks a little bit smaller. Let's see. Click on the green flag and what do I want? That layer of the bullet. Let's go to costume and let's make this border a little bit thinner, not thick. Okay, good. Go to code. Let's see now. Okay, good. So that's the impact of the bullet and the hit impact there. And when we hit the bullet, let's also produce the sound. Yeah, so let's do that. So on hit impact, we will just use a sound. So let's go to choose a sound, and let's go to effects, and this sound, George crunch sound. So let's play this sound when we hit the impact. Where is it? So when I receive hit impact, let's choose just play the sound here. I'm in here, yeah, here when I receive hit impact. So let's go to sounds, just start playing the crunch sound here. So let's see, click on the green flag, play. Good, yeah. So if it hits the enemy, then this sound effect comes. Good. And the next one is, let's make this enemy a little bit more dynamic than the games, this game. Okay, so this game, the enemy only comes from this direction, yeah, this enemy. So let's make it come from this and this position also. So let's go to our project, and here for the enemy I'll just choose two different positions. So this one's for the first position, another is second here. Okay, for that let's go to control, drag a if else block, and we are going to choose random number. Based on that, I will just choose any two different positions. So for that, let's go to operator, drag a pick a random number block, and drag a equals to operator. Also drag a pick a random number in one of the equals to operator and equate it with 0, and we are going to pick random number from 0 to 1. So any two numbers, drag it inside the if block like this. And next, let me just drag this outside for a little bit time, and let's drag it go to XY block inside here, and let me just duplicate this go to XY block, and this position will be this negative whatever number it is. So it's minus 160 at this place, yeah, this corner. So let me just use here minus 160, and I think that's it. Now let's grab this if block up here when I receive as a clone, and then drag the whole code in just below the if else block, and I think we are good to go. And now the enemy arrives from here and here, from any two places. Let's see, green flag, play. Okay, yeah, the enemy is here now. What? Only this place? Oh yeah, here also. Look. So enemy can arrive from any place, yeah, sometimes from here, sometimes from here. So it will be more random. And let's make another enemy. So there is another enemy also, yeah. So in here we can see another enemy, one this one, another is this one. So let's make that enemy also. So for that, the code will be very similar, that's why I'll just copy this, duplicate it, and just modify the costume only. So let's modify the costume, go to costumes, and the enemy is 2, the sprite name, good. And the costume, I'll just delete it first. So let's paint the costume, paint, and here delete this old one, and use a circle, and the red circle I think, and for this one, good. Okay, let's make a circle first. Let's see what it looks like in the stage. Little bit smaller, little bit bigger, that's good. And let's make some triangles. Okay, make a triangular shape, another one up here, good. And next one here, the spike, and the last spike here. Okay, that's our enemy. And let me just use a fill tool. I think I cannot use a fill tool. Why would that be? So let me just paint it with the red color. Okay, that's not good. Okay, that's our enemy. It does not look like. Okay, let's make the circular different color, this middle circle. Let me just make a circle here. Okay, that's our enemy number 2. And I think that's good. So let's go to code and let's change its position. Yeah, this place and this place. For that, I think we can change the X place. So if I make it negative, minus, and here also minus, I think we are good to go. Let's see. Click on the green flag. So let me hide these 2 variables. Go to variable, on check. Okay, let's see. Okay, they all come at the same time, but same time not good. So let me just delay this enemy a little bit. Where is okay, I'll just delay 3 seconds for this one, or what? So 2 seconds here. Just before we start the game, I'll just wait for 2 seconds more. I mean 1 seconds more here once we start the game. So let's see. Click on the green flag, and from here, another here. And another thing is we want this second enemy actually rotates. Yeah, so let's make it. So to make it rotate, what do we do? So let's go to the enemy 2, costumes, and let me just duplicate these costumes and just rotate it. Duplicate, and let me just rotate it. Okay, this post rotation, duplicate this one. Okay, duplicate. Okay, duplicate and rotate. Good. Now it looks like rotating. Look. Okay, good. Get back to code, and here, while we are moving, we also rotate here. Where is it? Here. Let's go to looks, drag a next costume block inside the repeat until block, and I think, let's see, click on the green flag. Let's see. Oh my god, that is very fast. The second enemy is rotating very fast. Let me make it a little bit slower. So where are we? in the when I start as a clone. Okay, so let's go to events and drag a when I, not here, control, when I start as a clone. Go to forever loop, and here drag the next costume here, and we are going to wait every time we change the costume 0.3 seconds. Let's see, green flag, play. Okay, the enemy rotates but a little bit slow. 0.1 seconds. Play. Destroyed. Okay, that looks good now. Enemy can come from any direction now. Look, here, 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 sometimes here, sometimes here, sometimes here, sometimes down. That's good. And the last thing to do is when enemy hits us, it doesn't happen. Yeah, nothing happens. Look, nothing happens. Enemy gets switched to, but the game is not over. So let's make game over also. So when enemy hits us, that means we need to check here. Let's go to player, and in the forever loop, let's check. Drag a if block inside the forever loop. Go to sensing, drag a touching. There are two enemies, so let's drag two touching mouse pointer block. Go to operators, drag an OR operator. Let's grab these touching operators inside OR operator, and let me select enemy 1 here and enemy 2 here. Drag this whole OR operator inside the if block, and here we are going to broadcast game over. Let's go to events, drag a broadcast game over. Broadcast and wait. Let's drag a broadcast and wait, and let's make a new message. GAME. What? GAMEOVER over. Click OK. What? Drag a broadcast and wait message here, and okay, the game over is okay. Good. So once we receive the game over, we need to hide everything. Yeah, so let's hide everything. Let's drag when I receive a game start, and we are going to select game over. And once we receive the game over, what do? We hide it. So let's go to looks, go down, hide this block, and what do? That's it for the player. Also, we also hide all these things. Okay, do we need to hide this or not? We just don't need to hide. We actually have to stop every script. So let's go to control, go downwards, drag or stop all block here, and we have to stop other scripts in the sprite like this. And let me just drag the hide block a little bit outside for now, and drag this code, and let me just copy it to every enemy code also. Enemy 2, and for the heat impact do I need, and for the bullet as well. Good. And let me just drag this hide block here, and for other things, look, for the enemy 2 also we do the same thing. When we receive the game over, we stop the scripts. Here also we stop the scripts. For the bullet also we stop the scripts. That's it. Let's see, click on the green flag, play. So if player enemy dots, that's a good thing. And next, what do we need to do now? We need to show the message. Yeah, so what was the message when the enemy hit us? Okay, this message, game over. Okay, these two things. So let's go out to our project. Let's make a game over message. Here choose a sprite and let's paint, use a text. Okay, this color would be good, I think. Let's write game over GAME game over over and make it a bigger. Good. And also let me draw a mouse pointer. Let's draw a mouse pointer. That's our mouse pointer. And a green flag. Okay, that's our green flag. And fill the color, green color here, and for the mouse pointer white color. Okay, it doesn't look like a flag. Okay, which color? Black color here. Why can't I use? Okay, I think I can use now. Okay, click on the green flag, it says. Drag the pointer inside like this. Forward. Okay, now it says click on the green flag. Good. Whole thing in the center here. Okay, good. So this will be our game over sprite. GAME game over. Get back to code and we'll first hide it. Yeah, let's go to events, go to when green flag is clicked, when we have to hide it, go to looks, hide it, and we only show it when we receive game over. Go to events. So when I receive a game over message, just show it. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. Click on the green flag, play, and that's a good. And if you hit by enemy, then it's game over, and it says click on the green flag and we start again. Last thing is the sound or the music. Yeah, that music. So let me just use the music. Go in the player. So let's play the music. Go to sounds, to the sound, loops, and for this kind of game I like this effect, not this one. Good. Let's use this sound, video game 2. Let's just start here the music. We need to actually keep on looping. Yeah, so let's go to for control variable loop, go to sounds and just play the sound until done, and it will just keep on repeating. Another thing is the score also. So let's create a score variable. To my variable, create a score, SCORE score. First of all, initialize it with 0. So let's set my score to 0 first, and once we hit the enemy, so let's go to enemy 1. So we say that if it's touching bullet, then the enemy is hit. Yeah, but when it's touching player, it will increase also. So let's use another one. I start as a clean block. Let's go to events, drag, not events, control, and in here when I start as a clone, and forever loop, and if it's touching the bullet, what do? We change the score. Where is it? Where is the change the score? In the variables, change my variable, change the score by 1, and do the same thing for enemy 2 also. Drag it inside the enemy 2, and that's good. Now let's see. Let me just place it in the middle. Let's see. One thing I noticed is it just changes the score very fast. Yeah, look, it just made the score to 5. So let's fix it. To fix the score, what should I do? Change the score here or a different place? Here in the bullet, or in the enemy? Broadcast hit impact. I think I can change it here. Yeah, why you need another loop? Let's just change the score just here after broadcasting hit impact. When it touches the player, it also changes the score. No problem. One score doesn't mean anything. Let's go to enemy also. Do the same thing just below the broadcast. Do this. Let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Look in the green flag. Play again. Game over. Yeah, that's it, guys. So I tried to replicate this whole project, and I hope I did good. What do you think? Yeah, so that's it, guys, for today's video. It's just was replicating someone else's project without looking as his or her or code, and I think we did good. Yeah. Good. Great. So thank you, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel.